Okay, I think you all can hear me. I'm so sorry for all the technical difficulties today. We will get started. Hopefully this is working. Um, we will find out. So welcome. I don't think you all heard me earlier, but the yoga class has three pieces to it. It starts with breath work. We do a breath work to help prepare our minds and our bodies for our yoga practice. The second part is our actual yoga practice where we get to move our bodies. There's a yoga pose of the day that we always work towards. Today we'll be doing airplane pose. And then we end our practice with what's called time in. It's a time for us to kind of reset our minds, reset our bodies to get on with the rest of the day. So for your airplane pose, you might want to have a chair or a wall or a buddy, something to hold on to in case you fall over. If you don't want to use a prop, that's totally fine too. You can give it a go without any help. So find a comfortable seated position and sit nice and tall. And today's breath work is called snake breath. So for snake breath, whenever we exhale through the mouth, it will be a noise, kind of like a snake. And when we go through our breath work, I want you to think about how it feels in your mind, how it feels in your body, maybe a temperature of your breath. Maybe you can feel your breath as it comes out of the mouth. So really be intentional about how you feel and what you experience when we move through our breath work. And snake breath is encouraging us to feel slow and calm. So this is something you can easily do at home or at school if you're needing to calm down a little bit, or if you're feeling flustered and you need to do it. So I think snake breath will probably be good for all of us this morning. So why don't we take a comfortable seated position, sit nice and tall, take a deep breath in through the nose, and when you exhale, snake breath it out. Good, let's do it 3 more times. Big breath in. Snake breath, exhale out. Good, 2 more times. Deep breath in. Snake breath, exhale out. Good, 1 more time. Deep breath in. And snake breath, exhale out. Good, so maybe we feel slower and calmer in our minds and bodies. Let's just take a few moments to settle in, thinking about our yoga plan, thinking about how our bodies feel. We will think with our eyes, think with our bodies. And then we will go ahead and get started. For today's practice, we will actually be starting on our backs, lying down on the ground. So you get to scoot forward on your mat, slowly lower yourself down onto your back. Extend one leg out and hug one knee in. And then from here, extend the right leg up to the ceiling, and we're just stretching the back of the leg, preparing our body for airplane pose later. So you might feel something in the back of your leg, and that's what we're working on. And then bend the leg, extend the leg out, and we'll switch sides. So hugging the opposite knee in and extending the leg up to the ceiling, holding on to whatever part of the leg feels most accessible, getting a nice little stretch in the back of the leg. And then let's hug both knees into the chest. You can circle the knees, circle the hips, rock side to side, whatever feels best for you. And then we will rock and roll ourselves up to sit. And we will come into a seated forward fold. So legs will be straight, feet will be flexed, sit nice and tall. Right away, you might feel a stretch in the backs of the legs, and that's good. Inhale to sit tall, reach the fingertips up, and then exhale to touch your toes. Coming into a nice little forward fold. 2 more breaths. And then slowly come on up. So bend your knees, cross your ankles. Let's come on forward to our hands and knees, tabletop. Hands will come underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. On your inhale, start to reach the heart forward. Come into a little back bend. This is called cow pose. And then on your exhale, round your back, push the floor away. And then again, inhale to reach the heart forward. Exhale to round. Let's do it 2 more times. Inhale, heart comes forward. Exhale to round. 1 more time. Inhale, heart forward. And exhale to round. So coming to a flat back, this is called tabletop. So we're making a tabletop with our shape. Extend the right leg behind you, and then see if you can lift the right leg up. And then maybe stay here, maybe reach the opposite arm forward, so left arm forward. This is gonna help us practice our balance. So it's gonna engage our tummy muscles to help us find balance in our bodies. It's gonna be really helpful when we get to airplane pose. 2 more breaths. And then hands and knees will switch sides. So let's extend the left leg back. And again, maybe lift the left leg up. Maybe you reach the right arm forward. Pull your tummy muscles into the body so that you can find some balance. And it's okay if you're wiggling, that's normal. And then let's come back to our hands and knees. 2 rounds of cat-cow. So inhale, let's reach the heart forward. Exhale to round. 1 more time. Inhale to reach the heart forward. And exhale to round. So let's come to a flat back. We're going to come to plank pose. So extend right leg back. And then see if you can extend the left leg back. So right away, we're engaging our tummy muscles. And then exhale, lift the hips up, downward facing dog. And then again, inhale, we'll shift on forward to plank pose. See if you can use your tummy muscles to lift your hips up to the ceiling, downward facing dog. We're going to do that 2 more times. Inhale to shift forward. Exhale to lift the hips up. 1 more time. Inhale to shift forward. And exhale, hips up. Coming into dragon pose. Take your right foot forward. If you need to use your hands, that's okay. You can use your hands to help the foot forward. Lower the knee down and inhale, stretch the arms up, coming into dragon pose. And then from here, we're going to shift our hips towards our back foot. The front leg is going to go straight. We'll stretch the back of the front leg. And then let's walk our hands towards our front foot. Tuck the back toes, straighten the back leg. We're going to come back to that plank pose. So that right foot goes back, and then lift the hips up. Then we'll do the other side. So see if you can step your left foot forward. If you need to use your hands, that's okay. Lower the right knee down. Reach the arms up, dragon pose. And then we'll shift our hips towards the back foot, straighten the front leg, flexing the left foot, getting a stretch in the back of the front leg. And then walk your hands and foot forward. Tuck the back toes, straighten the back leg. Come back to our plank pose. So step that front foot back to meet the back foot, and then downward facing dog. Then let's walk our feet to meet our hands, coming into a forward fold. You can bend the knees a lot, let the head hang towards the floor. If you want to sway side to side, let your arms hang like a monkey, you can do that. And then let's find some stillness and very slowly roll on up to stand. Head is the last to come up. So let's come to the top edge of our mat. We'll do our sun salutations. Every yoga class we do sun salutations. It kind of helps to wake up the body a little bit more and warm up our bodies. So coming to the top edge of your mat, coming to mountain pose. So standing tall, standing strong like a mountain. Energy in the arms, energy in the fingertips. And on your inhale, reach the arms up, fingertips to the sky. And then exhale to touch your toes. If you want to take your hands to your legs, you can do that, or you can leave the hands on the mat. Stretch your heart forward. Come into a half forward fold. And then bend your knees, plant your palms, step back to tabletop. Inhale to stretch your heart forward. And then exhale, tuck your toes, lift your hips up, downward facing dog. And then walk your feet to meet your hands, forward fold. Inhale, stretch your heart forward, half forward fold. And then exhale to forward fold. Inhale, stand tall, reach the fingertips up to the ceiling. And then exhale your hands together at your heart. So we'll do it 2 more times just like that. Inhale to reach tall. Exhale to touch your toes. Inhale, reach your heart forward. Exhale, tabletop. So remember, hands to the mat, step back to your tabletop, hands and knees. Inhale to stretch the heart forward. Exhale, tuck your toes, lift your hips up, downward facing dog. And then again, let's walk our feet to our hands, forward fold. Inhale, stretch your heart forward, half forward fold. And then exhale to forward fold. Inhale, reach your arms up, fingertips to the ceiling. And exhale, hands together at heart center. Good, 1 more time. Inhale, stand tall, reach the fingertips to the sky. And then exhale to touch your toes. Inhale, reach your heart forward. Exhale, hands to the mat, step on back to your tabletop. Inhale, reach the heart forward. Exhale, tuck your toes, lift your hips up, downward facing. And then let's lower our knees. We're going to come to rock pose for a moment. So knees come down to the mat. Stack your hands, rest your head in your hands, coming to rock pose. So rock pose is a good pose to help us kind of refocus our bodies, thinking about the yoga plan. If you're feeling a little overheated or your body's tired, you can always take rock pose if you need to. And then hands come underneath the shoulders to slowly press yourself up to sit. So we will move on to boat pose. So shift your hips to one side, slide the legs out in front of you, and then scoot forward so that you're kind of on the middle of your mat. Zip up the legs, hold lightly behind the thighs, inhale to sit, and then lean back. So right away you're going to feel the tummy muscles start to turn on, and that's good. Maybe stay here if this feels good enough. Maybe you take one leg up, and then the next. Maybe you take one arm forward, and then the next. Boat pose. This is really good for our tummy muscles. Helps us to prepare our bodies to balance for when we get to airplane pose. And then let's cross the ankles, hug the knees into the chest, give them a little squeeze. Fantastic job. So we're going to do that 3 more times. So uncross the legs, hold lightly behind the thighs. Inhale, sit tall. Exhale, lean back. And again, maybe you take one leg up and then the next. Maybe you take one arm forward and then the next. Boat pose. So again, make sure your tummy muscles are turning on. And then cross your ankles, hug your knees into your chest, give them a little squeeze. So we'll do it 2 more times. Uncrossing the legs, holding behind the legs. Inhale, sit tall. We lean back. Let's see if we can all maybe lift the legs up this time and maybe take the arms forward, boat pose. Hopefully we're feeling light, fluid, like a boat resting in the water. And then cross your ankles, hug the knees in, give them a little squeeze. Again, last time for boat pose, we can do it. So uncross the legs, zip it up, sit tall, lean back, and then let's take our legs up. Let's see if we can all take the arms forward this time. And then cross your knees, give them a little squeeze. So we'll come back forward to our tabletop, hands and knees. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips, 2 rounds of cat-cow. Inhaling to reach the heart forward. Exhaling to round. One more time. Inhale to reach the heart forward. And exhale to round. Come to a neutral spine. Walk your hands forward onto your mat. And then we're going to lean forward and slowly make our way all the way down onto the belly. So when you get there, take your arms to the sides like a little airplane. Inhale, think about reaching your heart up as you lift your heart up, legs up, arms up, coming into your shark pose. And then maybe you move your fins like a shark from side to side. And then let's cross our arms, lower our head, and take a little rest. So shark pose is a really energizing pose. We're going to do it 2 more times. So when you're ready, take your arms back out to a T. Inhale, find length. Exhale, lift up, and then maybe we swim our shark fins. One more time. And then stack the forearms, rest your head in your hands. Last round, arms back to a T. Inhale, reach, lift everything up, and then again, maybe swim your shark fins. Last time. And then hands come back down to the mat. So press yourself up to your hands and knees. We are going to come on up for our airplane pose. So this is our pose of the day. It encourages us to feel focused, balanced, and so if you need to have a chair or a wall or a buddy to hold on to, now's a good time to grab it, and we'll stand on up. So for airplane pose, we'll start in mountain pose, standing nice and tall and strong. And then if you're holding onto a chair, have your chair in front of you. If you have a buddy in front of you, have your buddy next to you. Or if you want to hold onto a wall, you can do that. Otherwise, don't worry about it. We'll start with our right leg going back. So when we lean forward, our right leg is going to come back, and we're going to open up our arms like an airplane. So this, we might wiggle a lot, we might fall down. That's normal. We just stand back up and get back into it. But this is when we want to turn our tummy muscles back on. So the muscles we've been working on all morning, those are the muscles we want to work. 2 more breaths, feeling balanced, feeling focused. And then come on up. So maybe we need to wiggle it out, shake it out. Our legs might feel a little tired, and that's normal. And then we'll switch sides. So standing tall, standing strong, coming to mountain pose. And then again, as we lean forward, left leg is going to go back. Arms are going to go open to our airplane pose. And again, tummy muscles turning on. We're probably wiggling. We might fall out of it, and that's okay. We just get back into it. And then slowly come on up. So let's shake it out, wiggle it out. We'll do it one more time, right and left, because I usually feel like now that we know what to expect in our bodies, we can do it a little bit more gracefully. So let's come back to mountain pose. Stand tall, stand strong. When we lean forward, our right leg is gonna go back. Our arms open up to our airplane. Pulling our tummy muscles in and breathing, thinking about how our bodies feel in the pose, if we're feeling balanced and focused. 2 more breaths. And then slowly come on up. Good, so we'll wiggle it out, shake it out. We've got the last side to do. Standing tall, standing strong like a mountain. Hinging forward, we'll take the left leg back, arms open up to our airplane, and pulling our tummy muscles in. How are we feeling in this pose? How do our minds feel, our bodies feel? A couple more breaths. And then let's stand on up. Woo, shake it out, wiggle it out if you need to. And we'll come on down to our mats. You at home are doing amazing. So let's come to easy pose. So crisscross applesauce. We're crossing at the legs, sitting nice and tall. We'll do a couple of rounds of cat-cow sitting in this pose. So inhale to lift your heart up. And then exhale to round. Again, inhaling to lift the heart up. And exhaling to round. Good. Next one, inhale, sit tall. And then exhale, walk your hands forward, coming into a little fold. And then slowly come on up. We'll switch the crossings of our legs. So opposite leg in front. Couple rounds of cat-cow. Inhaling to lift the heart up. Exhaling to round. 2 more times. Inhale to lift the heart up. Exhale to round. That last one. Inhale, lift the heart up. And exhale to round. Good. So coming back to our neutral spine, sitting nice and tall, and then exhale to walk the arms forward. And then slowly come on up. Use your hands to help extend the legs out. We're going to come to a wide straddle split stretch. So legs will be straight, feet will be flexed, sitting nice and tall. Arms come back to our little airplane T. And then we're going to reach to the right. Taking your hand down, arm reaches up, getting a nice deep stretch into the right leg and left side body. And then we'll rotate our nose towards our leg. And then slowly come on up. We'll switch sides. And then nose to the knee. And then slowly come on up. Inhale, sit tall. Exhale, start to walk your hands forward, coming into the little fold. And then very slowly come on up. Use your hands to help bring the legs together. Both legs straight, both feet flexed. Inhale, sit tall. Exhale to touch your toes. And then very slowly come on up. So we're going to scoot forward onto our mat so that we can recline back onto our backs. So we'll just pivot to the side. So let's scoot forward a lot and then hold behind the legs to very slowly start to lower yourself down onto your back. When you get there, you can hug your knees into your chest, rock side to side. And since we did a lot of tummy work today, we're just gonna do a little pose to help stretch the front of our body before we come into our time in. So finding some stillness in our body, take the feet down to the mat. We're gonna do bridge pose. So arms are gonna come by the side body, feet are nice and planted onto the floor. On your inhale, start to push the floor away with your hands and feet so much that the hips start to lift up. So we're stretching our hip flexors, the front parts of our legs. We're also stretching the tummy a little bit. And then exhale to lower the hips back down. Inhale to lift the hips up. And exhale to lower the hips back down. Maybe you stay here. Maybe you add your arms. You inhale the arms up overhead as you lift the hips up. And exhale to lower the hips back down. So let's do 2 more rounds of bridge. Inhale to lift the hands and hips. Exhale to lower down. On this next one, we're going to stay up at the top. So remember, you can leave your hands by the side if you need to. Inhale, lift the hands and hips, and we're going to stay here for 3 big breaths. And then very slowly lower the hands and hips down. So bend your knees into your chest. Open your arms back up to your airplane arms. So arms are out to the shoulders. And then all you got to do is lower the knees to one side. We're coming into a little twist. And then inhale the knees to center. We'll exhale into the other side, coming into a little twist. And then legs come to center. So we're going to come into our very last pose of the day. Hug your knees into your chest, curl every single muscle of the body, and then release everything down onto the ground. So this is called final resting pose. So we just get to lie down on our mats, and we will be here for 1 whole minute. So let's close our eyes. This is our time where we get to quiet our minds and quiet our bodies. You at home get to stay where you're at. I'm just going to sit on up to walk you through our time in. So you get to stay down on your mat, keeping your eyes closed, and we'll come into our time in. So rest back and relax. Close your eyes and go inside. Breathe and know that all is well. And repeat softly or silently to yourself. May I be safe and loved. May I be happy and healthy. May I be kind and caring. May I know that all is well. So you get to lay here for about 1 whole minute. I will let you know when it's over, but this is the time for you to keep your minds quiet, your bodies quiet, our mouths quiet. And we're just going to reset ourselves before we move on for the rest of the day. Start to bring your awareness to your breath. Bring some awareness to your body. You can wiggle your fingers and toes. And then we'll bend our knees into the chest and rock and roll ourselves up to sit. And then find a comfortable seated position for you. Sit nice and tall. If you want to, you can bring your hands together at your heart. And at the end of every yoga practice, we always end with the word namaste, which just means that my heart sees and honors your heart. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining us for yoga. Again, we sincerely apologize for all of the technical difficulties. Next week, we'll be back on Zoom so we can see all of our friends in our yoga practice. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. Have a great weekend. Bye, yogis.